Hello everyone, welcome to Elitesgrid. So today we will discuss a reading comprehension passage which came in CAT 2022. So let's start. Stoicism was founded in 300 BC by the Greek philosopher Zeno and survived into the Roman era until about AD 300. According to Stoics, emotions consist of two movements. So we are talking about some philosophy, Stoicism, and uska founder kaun tha? Zeno. And this philosophy or this school of thought was founded in 300 BC. And, this particular ideology of philosophy survived till AD 300. So basically, according to this, we have two types of movements under emotions. So emotions, basically they consist of two types of movement. The first movement is the immediate feeling and other reactions. Example, physiological response that occur when a stimulus or event occurs. For instance, consider what could have happened if an army general accused Marcus Aurelius of treason in front of other officers. The first movement for Marcus may have been internal surprise and anger in response to this insult, accompanied perhaps by some involuntary physiological and expressive responses such as face flushing and a movement of the eyebrows. So we are talking about two movements, which come under emotions. The first movement, they are saying it's about, involuntary reaction, which is, just happens as a reflex action whenever you come across some stimulus. So which is unthought, you do not think about it, it just happens on its own, like surprise या anger. और example भी दिया है Marcus Aurelius का, that if this person agar he would have been accused of treason in front of other officers, then what would have been his reaction? So he could have been surprised or angry. तो ये सब जो बिना सोचे समझे वाले रिएक्शन होते हैं, ये फर्स्ट मूवमेंट के अंडर आते हैं. सो फर्स्ट मूवमेंट इज योर just sudden reaction, whichever, stimulus कुछ भी होता है तो उसके अगेंस्ट जो आपका सडन रिएक्शन होता है वो फर्स्ट मूवमेंट होती है. The second movement is what one does next about the emotion. Second movement behaviors occur after thinking and are under one's control. Examples of second movements for Marcus might have included a plot to seek revenge, action signifying deference and appeasement, or perhaps proceeding as he would have proceeded whether or not this event occurred, continuing to lead the Romans in a way that Marcus Aurelius believed best benefited them. In the Stoic view, choosing a reasoned, unemotional response as the second movement is the only appropriate response. तो जो first movement थी वो sudden reaction था, जहां पर कुछ भी आप सोचते समझते नहीं, you just react, all those thoughts that are coming, you just let them come. और जो second movement होती है, second movement क्या होती है, which is after thinking. So you think कि अच्छा मेरे साथ ये हुआ, what should I do now? Like for example, इस case में this person, he was insulted, he was accused of treason. सो सडन रिएक्शन होगा जो एकदम से आता है बिना सोचे समझे, गुस्सा, सरप्राइज, व्हाटएवर. और बाद में सोचने के बाद व्हाट शुड आई डू? शुड आई लेट गो एंड रिमेन एज इट इज, या फिर आई शुड सीक रिवेंज, या व्हाट शुड आई एग्जैक्टली डू? सो जो थिंक करने के बाद सोच समझ के अच्छी तरह आपका रिएक्शन होता है, वो होता है सेकंड मूवमेंट. और एज पर दिस फिलोसफी और दिस आइडियोलॉजी, एक सोचा समझा reasoned unemotional response is the only appropriate response. So as as the second movement is the only appropriate response, so we should go for this. Ye sudden passionate things we should ignore them, or this is the only appropriate thing जो सोच समझ के आप react करते हो. Next, the Stoics believe that to live the good life and be a good person, we need to be free ourselves of nearly all desires, such as too much desire for money, power, or sexual gratification. Prior to second movements, we can consider what is important in life. Money, power, and excessive sexual gratification are not important. Character, rationality, and kindness are important. So, as per this school, जो stoics है जिसको हमने पढ़ा कि they have two movements. First, जो suddenly हो जाती है. Second, जो सोच समझ के होती है. So they're telling कि if you want to be a good person and lead a good life, then you should not have too much desire. Desires for money, power, sexual gratification is not good. So money, power, and sexual gratification. It is not good, but rather what is important? Character, rationality, kindness. All these things are more important. तो जो second आप movement करते हो, second movement of your emotion where you actually think, so you should consider कि क्या important है क्या नहीं, और इन लोगों ने ये भी बता दिया क्या important है क्या नहीं है. So this is how you can be a good person. The Epicureans, first associated with the Greek philosopher Epicurus, तो ये भी एक दूसरा school of thought है, held a similar view, जिसके बिल्कुल exact ऐसे ही views होंगे, believing that people should enjoy simple pleasures such as good conversation, friendship, food and wine, but not be indulgent in these pursuits. So सिर्फ enjoy करो, do not indulge in them. Enjoying is like, you're experiencing them without getting too much attached. But indulgent matlab, completely drowned in all these pleasures. So you should not be indulgent, just enjoy simple pleasures, indulge mato, and not follow passion for those things that hold no real value like power and money. तो ये जो Epicureans हैं, ये भी यही कह रहे हैं कि do not be more passionate about power or money. Power or money sahi nahi hai. As Oatley states, the Epicureans articulated a view. Enjoyment of relationship with friends, of things that are real rather than illusionary, simple rather than artificially inflated, possible rather than vanishingly unlikely, that is certainly relevant today. In sum, these ancient Greek and Roman philosophers saw emotions, especially strong ones, as potentially dangerous. They viewed emotions as experiences that need to be reined in and controlled. तो दोनों schools यही बात कर रहे हैं कि you should not have too much strong desire, especially for money or power, but rather you should be enjoying a simple life and less artificial things in it. And having too much emotions, too much strong passions, it is dangerous. You should try to control your emotions. As Oatley points out, the Stoic idea bears some similarity to Buddhism. Buddha, living in India in 6th century BC, argued for cultivating a certain attitude that decreases the probability of, in Stoic terms, destructive second movements. Through meditation and right attitude, one allows emotions to happen to oneself. It is impossible to prevent this, but one is advised to observe the emotions without necessarily acting on them. One achieves some distance and decides what has value and what does not have value. So now they are telling कि जो हमने अभी पहले बातें करी है, these schools, they bear some similarity to Buddhism. So Buddhism में भी यही concept होता है, same philosophy होती है कि you should not have desire. Desire is the root cause of all pain in the world. So you should not have, desires. And another thing, through right attitude and meditation, you can, control your emotions. They are saying you cannot prevent them. You cannot eliminate them. Eliminate nahi kar sakte, but control kar sakte. It is not possible to, eliminate them, but you can control them. And they should be controlled through right attitude and meditation. So, you achieve some distance. Whenever emotions happen to you, do not think that you are that same emotion. Just maintain some distance with it. Just observe that you are getting angry, okay, and then that will help you let it go. So observe certain distance, and then you will be able to find out kis cheez mein value hai, kis mein nahi hai, and accordingly take a good decision. Additionally, the Stoic idea of developing virtue in oneself, of becoming a good person, which the Stoics believed we could do because we have a touch of divine, laid the foundation for three monotheistic religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. They are monotheistic. Why? Because monotheistic means they believe in just one God. So they do believe in just one God. As with Stoicism, tenets of these religions include controlling our emotions lest we engage in sinful behavior. So even these religions, and Stoic idea has influenced these religions. They also have the same foundation which Stoics believed in. And, according to them also, we must control our emotions. Otherwise, we will engage in sinful behavior. So this was the passage. So, this was about कि स्टोइज्म के बारे में पढ़ा. दो मूवमेंट्स, इमोशंस की दो मूवमेंट्स होती है. फर्स्ट जो बिना सोचे समझे होती है, सेकंड मूवमेंट जो सोच समझ के होती है. मार्कस ऑरेलियस का उसका एग्जांपल देके दोनों मूवमेंट्स को समझाया है. Then we are talking about, what is important in life, what is not important in life. Money, power, all such things are not. Character, rationality, these things are important. Epicureans का view हमने पढ़ा कि क्या है. And then, that how we should control our emotions. और फिर हमने बुद्धिज्म के बारे में पढ़ा, how these schools are similar to what Buddhism also preaches. And then we're talking about how they influence other religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam as well. So this was the passage. Now let's come to questions. On the basis of the passage, which one of the following statements can be regarded as true? All right. The Epicureans believed in controlling all emotions. No. All emotions nahi tha. They believed ki you should just enjoy simple things. Not all. So you should refrain from some emotions. You should enjoy certain Epicureans, articulated that you should enjoy relationship with friends as something which is real, simple, not artificial या inflated. या एपिक्यूरियंस ने यहाँ पर भी कहा है कि you should enjoy good conversation, friendship, food, but do not indulge in them. So it's not about controlling all. There were no Stoics in India at the time of Roman civilization. I mean, nowhere in the passage did we talk about this. हमने सिर्फ ये पढ़ा है कि स्टोइक का आइडिया सिमिलर है बुद्धिज्म से, but how can we say there were certain Stoics or there were no Stoics? The passage doesn't talk about it, so we can eliminate it. The Stoic influences can be seen in multiple religions. Correct. अभी हमने लास्ट में ये पढ़ा है, 3 religions that they, the Stoics believed this, and it laid the foundation for 3 monotheistic religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. So this is correct. Their influence can be seen in multiple religions. D, the Stoics valorized the pursuit of money, power, and sexual gratification, entirely opposite of what the passage says. The passage says that Stoics were against all these things. So valorized, just support nahi kiya, uske against. So D is completely wrong. Answer is C only, that we can see the influence in multiple religions. Answer is C. Which of the following statements, if false, could be seen as contradicting the facts, arguments in the passage? Now read the question very carefully. Which one of the following statements, if false, then it will contradict the passage? So that means if it is true, it should not contradict the passage, right? तो ये questions मतलब अगर वो statement, ये जो statements हैं, अगर इसमें से कुछ गलत है, if they are false, then passage के भी वो against है. लेकिन अगर वो as it is है, तो वो passage के according है, तो मतलब हमें वो statement find out करनी है जो सही है. ठीक है? Out of these 4. In the Epicurean view, indulging in simple pleasures is not desirable. Now this is right. Indulge नहीं करना होता, हमें बस enjoy करना होता है. We should not indulge in them. है ना? You should be little detached, maintain some distance. ऐसे completely उसमें ही डूब के, सिर्फ pleasures में डूब के नहीं रह नहीं जाना चाहिए. You should not indulge in them. You should just enjoy. This is given. Yeah. You should not be indulgent. So, you should not be indulgent, but you should enjoy simple pleasures. So, indulging is not desirable, right? This is right. B, despite practicing meditation and cultivating the right attitude, emotions cannot ever be controlled. This is wrong. Emotions cannot be eliminated, but they can be controlled. अभी तो हमने पढ़ा था कि through right attitude and meditation, you can control them and they should be controlled. यहीं पे हमने पढ़ा था कि through meditation and right attitude, you can allow emotions to happen oneself. So you can decide what has value. So you can control them. ऐसा नहीं किया. और जो लिखा है, they are impossible to prevent. You cannot prevent emotions from happening, but that doesn't mean that you cannot control them. So this statement is wrong. Emotions can be controlled. In the Stoic view, choosing a reasoned, unemotional response as the first movement is an appropriate response to emotional situations. As for Stoic, reasoned or unemotional response is the second movement. First movement nahi hai. We have studied it here somewhere. Yeah. Unreasoned, unemotional response as the second movement is the only appropriate response. First movement तो बिना सोचे समझी वाली होती है, वो वैसे भी reasoned कैसे हो सकती है? So C is out. The Greek philosopher Zeno survived into Roman era until about 300 AD. ये हमने बिल्कुल starting में पढ़ा है. Stoicism was founded in 300 BC by this philosopher and survived into Roman era till 300 AD. तो ये Stoicism philosophy की बात कर रहे हैं कि वो 300 BC से 300 AD तक survive किया. इस फिलोसफर की he can't survive for so many years. He is a human, he cannot survive for so many years. तो ये जेनो की बात नहीं हो रही थी, फिलोसफी के सर्वाइव की बात हो रही थी. 300 AD तक जेनो ने सर्वाइव नहीं किया है, फिलोसफी ने सर्वाइव किया. This is absolutely incorrect. So the only correct option is A. So if it is false, it will contradict, but as it is, it will not contradict. So answer is A. Through meditation and the right attitude, one allows emotions to happen to oneself. It is impossible to prevent this, but one is advised to observe the emotions without necessarily acting on them. One achieves some distance and decide what has value and what does not have value. In this context of the passage, which of the following is not a possible implication of the quoted statement? All right. So ये basically हमें यही बता रहे हैं कि through meditation and right attitude, you can basically control emotions because you can observe them and let them go, rather than completely driven by them. So let's see. Meditation allows certain out of body experiences that permit us to gain the distance necessary to control our emotions. Now this is a quite funny options. ये जो डिस्टेंस की बात हो रही थी, ये कोई फिजिकल डिस्टेंस की बात नहीं हो रही थी कि आउट ऑफ बॉडी आप निकल के कोई डिस्टेंस मेंटेन करोगे अपने इमोशन से. तो ये वो वाले डिस्टेंस की बात नहीं हो रही थी, वो डिस्टेंस की बात हो रही थी दैट यू डू नॉट आइडेंटिफाई योरसेल्फ विद इमोशंस. सो इंस्टेड ऑफ थिंकिंग आई एम एंग्री, जस्ट थिंक दैट ओके एंगर इज कमिंग, इट विल जस्ट गो अवे. सो वो डिस्टेंस की बात हो रही थी, फिजिकल डिस्टेंस की बात नहीं हो रही आउट ऑफ बॉडी कोई डिस्टेंस. नो, नॉट एट ऑल. दिस इज एब्सोल्युटली इनकरेक्ट और हमें नॉट अ पॉसिबल इंप्लीकेशन ही ढूंढना है. लेट्स सी द अदर ऑप्शन. इमोशनल रिस्पॉन्सेज कैन मेक इट डिफिकल्ट टू डिस्टिंग्विश वैल्यूएबल एक्सपीरियंसेस फ्रॉम वैल्यूलेस एक्सपीरियंसेस. एग्जैक्टली, तभी उन्होंने कहा है कि यू शुड मेंटेन सम डिस्टेंस एंड देन सी कि किस में वैल्यू है और किस में वैल्यू नहीं है. तो इमोशनल रिस्पॉन्सेज की वजह से हम नहीं देख पाते, इसलिए हमें इमोशंस को कंट्रोल करना होता है ताकि हम उसे देख पाए कि क्या वैल्यूएबल है क्या नहीं. सो ये तो इम्प्लीकेशन है. The observation of emotions in a distant manner corresponds to the second movement referred to the earlier in passage. Exactly. ये जो distant manner का मतलब क्या है? We just observe them. फिर सोच समझ के आप act करो कि अच्छा ये important है, ये valuable है या नहीं है. और exactly ये हमने फर्स्ट मूवमेंट में पढ़ा है कि सेकंड में पढ़ा है कि हम सोच समझ के डिसीजन लेते हैं, ऐसे ही बिना सोचे उस पर रिएक्ट नहीं करते हैं. सो दिस इज करेक्ट कि ये सेकंड मूवमेंट से ही रिलेटेड है. D. Meditation and the right attitude in this sentence implies an initially passive reception of all experiences. Exactly. That is why they're saying that you please observe them. Observe your emotions. पहले बस देखो, okay, you're getting angry. So what you should do, to ensure it just goes away, whatever. तो वो एक passive response है. Observe करना एक passive response. अगर observe नहीं करोगे, एकदम से react कर दोगे, तो that will be active response. That why we say people becoming hyperactive. तो पैसिव सिर्फ ऑब्जर्व करना, अभी कोई एक्शन नहीं ले रहे, पहले ऑब्जर्व करेंगे, फिर सोचे समझेंगे, फिर स्टेप लेंगे, तो वो पैसिव रिसेप्शन है. सो हमें ऐसी स्टेटमेंट चाहिए थी जो कह रही है नॉट अ पॉसिबल इम्प्लीकेशन. तो बी सी डी तो इम्प्लीकेशन है. आंसर इज ए बिकॉज ए वाज एब्सोल्युटली एब्सर्ड. इसका ये मतलब बिल्कुल नहीं था कि बॉडी से बाहर निकल के कुछ आप डिस्टेंस मेंटेन करो इमोशन से, नथिंग लाइक दैट. तो ए इज द आंसर. Which one of the following statements would be an accurate inference from the example of Marcus Aurelius? Remember, ये example हमने कब पढ़ा था? दोनों movements समझने के लिए कि in case इनको accuse कर दिया जाता है treason के लिए, in front of other officers, तो जो पहला reaction होता है गुस्सा आना या surprise, that would be, his first movement. But जो सोच समझ के बाद में ये करेंगे कि अच्छा क्या करे, इसको जाने दे या किसी से बदला ले, तो वो second movement होगी. तो when he is accused of Marcus, when he accused, this person is accused of treason in front of other ऑफिसर्स, तो जो एंगर या सरप्राइज है दैट इज फर्स्ट मूवमेंट. या फिर वो सोचते हैं कि व्हाट शुड आई डू, सीक द रिवेंज, या फिर प्रोसीडेड वेदर और नॉट दिस. ऐसे ही मान लो इवेंट हुआ ही ना, हम ऐसे ही चलते रहे, कंटिन्यू टू लीड द रोमन्स इन अ वे. तो जैसे रोमन्स को अभी लीड कर रहे हैं वैसे ही लीड करते रहे. ये सोच समझ कर करने वाली सेकंड मूवमेंट. तो हमने यही पढ़ा था इनके बारे में. लेट्स सी व्हाट दिस क्वेश्चन इज आस्किंग फ्रॉम अस. Marcus Aurelius was humiliated by accusation of treason in front of the other officers. Now see, ये एक्चुअल में एक्यूजेशन नहीं हुई थी, तो सिर्फ एग्जांपल था कि मान लो ऐसा होता है दैट ही इज अक्यूज्ड, तो वी कांट से कि ही वाज एक्चुअली अक्यूज्ड. उसमें सिर्फ इमेजिनेशन थी. यू कांट से ही वाज एक्चुअली ह्यूमिलेटेड. तो ए इज रॉन्ग. मार्कस ऑरेलियस वाज वन ऑफ द लीडर्स ऑफ द रोमन आर्मी. दिस इज करेक्ट क्योंकि स्टेटमेंट में दिया हुआ है कि उनके पास ऑप्शन है. सोच समझ के जब वो देखते हैं तो उनके पास ऑप्शन है कि या तो भाई बदला ले लो, या फिर अपीजमेंट करो, या फिर यू जस्ट प्रोसीड as if this event never happened. That is, how do you proceed? जो मतलब आप पहले कर रहे थे, continuing to lead the Romans. यहाँ पर भी देखो, in front of other officers, मतलब वो खुद भी ऑफिसर है. That is why we are saying other officers. तो ये तो करेक्ट है कि he was one of the leaders in Roman army. Correct. Marcus Aurelius was a stoic whose philosophy survived into Roman era. No, इनकी फिलोसफी की बात नहीं कर रहे कि ये क्या थे, ये कौन सी फिलोसफी फॉलो करते थे. इनका तो सिर्फ एग्जाम्पल दिया हुआ था. जेना की फिलोसफी की बात है, स्टोइसिज्म. Marcus Aurelius was just an example. We do not know, whether he was stoic or not. Passage doesn't tell us about that. D. Marcus Aurelius plotted revenge. No, he did not plot revenge. वो ऑप्शन था, मतलब एग्जाम्पल दिया था हमें समझाने के लिए सेकंड मूवमेंट का कि भाई अब सोच समझ के अगर वो देखे तो उनके पास क्या क्या ऑप्शंस हैं. रिवेंज प्लॉट करें या ऐसे ही रोमन आर्मी को लीड करते रहे इग्नोरिंग दिस इवेंट. सो दिस वाज जस्ट एन एग्जांपल. ए और डी में यही बात है कि ए एंड डी जो है वो इमेजिनेशन थी हमें समझाने के लिए. ये लोग कह रहे हैं सच में ऐसे हुआ है, तो दैट इज व्हाई ए एंड डी आर रॉन्ग. और सी पैसेज में कहीं बताया ही नहीं हुआ है. सो बी इज द आंसर. आंसर इज बी. B is the answer. So Marcus Aurelius was one of the leaders of the Roman army. So this question is over. Thanks a lot for watching it.